Okay, we're live. I think we're live. I think we did it. Okay, everybody, I'm going to open up my Facebook chat. This is always very traumatic a lot of times when we try to do this. Now, I muted it. Now I can't hear it. And we're good to go. So excited. Thank you for joining me. This is Shel Broadnax here with Stager Talk, and I am here with Johnathan Miller and Shari Auldridge. Thank you guys for being with me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Really good. Very
Thanks excited. For having us.
Absolutely. Tell us what you guys are, tell everybody what you're doing today.
We are actually having a Edge event here in Richmond, Virginia. So it worked out really well because Shari was able to come down, so we're able to be here at the same time. And everybody's getting their education advantage on, thanks to RESA today.
Yay! I watched from the video earlier today, and it was quite exciting. We got a lot of great conversations going.
We've got some great speakers, especially Bobby McGrath. She's also going to be speaking at RESACON. So, you know, different subject matter, but I think it's actually really great because some people are getting a little bit of a preview of her course that she's going to be talking about there.
I was saying, I wish I had that course when I started 6 years ago.
It's really beneficial.
Awesome. Well, Johnathan, let's start with you. I'm trying to talk really low because I can hear myself through your computer. Can you tell everybody a little bit about you, your background, where are you from, what do you do?
Let's see, I'm a Capricorn. Johnathan Miller, I own J Squared Staging and Design, and here in Richmond, Virginia. I originally started my career out doing residential interior design, and anybody who knows me, I'm a very fast-paced person. And so I always had an interest in real estate, and when real estate staging came about, I decided that it was, you know, a little bit of a better fit for me, style-wise, and just made the transition. I did the jump, and here I am. I love it.
Awesome. And where do you stage? Let everybody know what area you're in.
I'm in Richmond, Virginia. So I do Richmond and the surrounding areas of the Commonwealth. And then I'm the state president, actually, of Virginia for RESA. So I actually get to travel. So the DC and greater capital area is all connected to Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania. So I kind of get to go to all of them and do different places sometimes. And I focus on the luxury market. I try to breathe when I'm talking sometimes. Take a breath.
I hear you. Shari, can you tell everybody where you're from and what area you service?
Yeah, so I'm in Western Maryland, and that's kind of, it's like, you know, Western Maryland. He refers to it as Cowtown. We do have cows, but it's not just cows. So it's up there, like right on the line of PA and West Virginia. So I actually kind of I can do 4 states, but I kind of serve those 3 areas up there. So it's about an hour, 15 minutes from the DC area. And I started my company 6 years ago, and I grew up, military brat, so we moved all the time, so I think that's kind of where I got my start. And then I used to be a real estate agent many years ago in Arizona, and what I liked about it was talking to people about getting their houses ready. I didn't so much like the real estate side, so that's kind of what brought me to where I'm at. My market is kind of all over the place. I wouldn't say my focus is luxury. I tend to get a lot of very unique houses. I do a lot with investors. I don't know. I have a very different kind of niche than Johnathan does, I would say.
I primarily do luxury, but one of the good things is that when Shari and I met each other, I had a very hard time doing smaller homes because I would go in and I would try to do everything as a luxury thing. Shari actually taught me how to do smaller homes on a smaller scale, on a better budget, to where it actually helped my business and made it more profitable.
Yeah, and he's taught me, like, you know, when I get a big house, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this big house. So it's cool to feed off each other. You know, being connected to RESA definitely is awesome.
And we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for RESA. So we wouldn't have met because one of the my friends that I went to college with was connected with Shari, and we're all RESA members. And so being part of your industry association, it helped. It connected us.
For sure. I love it. I love hearing the success stories. So let's talk a little bit about RESACON, because you are both presenting this year at RESACON, and your topic is video. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to talk about and why. Why is it so important in this day and age?
Visibility. you need to be visible, you need to be real. People want to see who you are as a company, as a person, and they really want to see a lot of transparency, because a lot of times they want to know what they're getting before they buy it. They want to buy the cow before they see it. So,
Yeah.
or they want to want a reference. I was trying to make a cow reference and it didn't work.
For me, video has been the best thing I've ever done for my business. I get new clients from my videos, and I don't just sit there and tell people why they need to hire me or why I'm the best stager. It's really kind of some of the videos, not all of them, are more I feel like documentary style, and when just my camera guy will show up and just kind of edit stuff, and some of it's fun, some of it's bloopers and things like that. But it actually has brought me business. I'm not even necessarily having to stand there and talk about staging. So that's just one of the things we'll be talking about, I guess.
It's kind of important too, because one of the shows that I do is Destination RVA, which we're not talking about the real estate market at all. We take people to local places, but it's also letting people get to know me in a different aspect. So they know that I can stage their house already, but they're wanting to see what we like to do and see us as people. And so it's part of our branding concept to be those people, which you kind of have to be on 24/7 whenever you're doing videos, because you never know. If you're around me, you're going to be on camera. So.
I was scared to start. I was definitely scared to start video. And actually, my video guy, I was heard him that he kind of said, just don't be afraid to just be yourself. And just I trusted him. I definitely had to trust him. You got to trust your video guys. They get pretty personal, following you around. But it's been awesome. Like I think it's been awesome.
And it's about the content too. I mean, you want to be a real person. Like we have one video where I talk about toilet paper. Shari not buying quality toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm cheap, so in my warehouse I don't have high quality toilet paper, and apparently that's not cool.
And it's one of the highest viewed videos because we're just real about it. And I give her all.
Are you spilling the hot chocolate in the parking lot of our warehouse though? That was a blooper.
That was
funny.
That's so funny on the toilet paper, because I know there's the debate about, the thick ones, or do you get the really thin ones and wrap around your hand?
So no, we're going to be covering that in content management, and how do you decide really what you want your video to be on, and how many different topics you can do, and that sort of thing. I mean, it's one of those things that you want to be relevant, but you also don't want people to get bored. You don't want them to be too long.
And
right.
I don't have to do the same thing Jonathan's doing. I'm my own brand. I'm my own company. So I would say we do similar type videos sometimes, but we are different brands. So his videos are, different than my videos. We're in videos together, but obviously, I don't have to do the same thing this stager's doing, and he doesn't have to do the same. So don't compare your videos to the other, stagers,
Right,
I guess.
I do a lot of interview formats.
Yeah,
I'll interview agents and things like that.
And I don't really do that.
She does more of the documentary style, and I'll actually do some of the ones. I mean, even though I keep mine, I don't like scripted very much, so I try to keep everything real with it. But it's still totally a different perspective.
I would like to start interviewing agents like you. I think that's cool.
Do you storyboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to give Felicia Pulley a shout on that, because I did not do storyboards until after I met her, and she mentioned it, and it actually really helped.
I didn't know about storyboards.
She just saved you $90,000 worth of education. So there you go. Felicia's got a really good background in film and editing, and did really well in college. So she just saved you almost $100,000 right there.
Well, I'll get the bill now.
Thanks, Felicia.
We've got a question coming in from Facebook chat. Where do you post your videos? What's the best platform are you finding?
Actually, I think Facebook really is the best platform. I mean, we do snippets on Instagram, but it's still Facebook.
Well, for us, it's my area, Facebook, because the agents, those are the clients. We don't necessarily need to be on Snapchat. That's probably not our client, right? So it depends on your brand, your market, and where you feel like your clients really are, I would say. I do post some on my website, though. I mean, I keep some there. I showed up for a consult yesterday, and the guy said, I watched all your videos. And I was like, you're only supposed to watch the consult videos. Like, well, it was like watching HGTV. I went through all of them. I was like, well, they're not even all there. And then I sent them to Facebook. Like, people like it, They feel like they get to know you before you show up to the house.
And it's part of your content, too, because you want to be able to use those. You don't want to just have to post it in one place. Like, we stagger them, I know, because you do the same thing. I post them on Facebook, then I'll wait a week or so, then I post them on YouTube. And I used it for part of my marketing because it's a different platform. Then I'll post it on Google Business. and just so they kind of stagger out there so people actually know, they're still there. That's like some of your video content that I found from years ago that there was earlier this year. I did a whole month on the RESA Richmond Facebook page of just shells off videos. And there are some good ones with some good hairstyles there too that I found. So
videos out there forever.
It is, and it's the content of it. It's valuable information that people can find and go back and use. So.
Yeah, for sure. I know sometimes when I get phone calls and talking to people, they say, I've watched all your videos. I'm like, oh my God, what did I say?
Yeah, which ones?
But they are interesting.
They're good. They're inspiring too, because actually there was one that you did. I think you were in New York. You interviewed someone, and that was one of the. After I watched that one, I actually did one of my first interviews with the realtor. It gave me the idea of interviewing the realtor. So.
I did a video interview. I went to New York many years ago and interviewed Kathy Hobbs. Kathy Hobbs was on Design Star, and she teaches for CSP. She's since become a friend. Absolutely. She's just sister, very close to my heart. I just really vibed with her, and I liked her, and I wanted to interview her, and went out to New York City to get it done. And it was a great interview. She's a great, but talk about somebody with a really nice brand. That's somebody. Check her out, Kathy Hobbs. If you haven't checked her out, Google her. She's fantastic. But yeah, so I'm glad to know. It's interesting. That was so long ago too. So it's like, it really is out there.
And you inspired him from years ago.
It inspired me.
Cool.
So when I saw that, and I was like, I want to do some interviews like that. I was like, I just love the casual sit down and, but you got all the information. It was so informative at the same time, but it didn't feel stale and boring at the same time,
Yeah, I like the interview styles. And it was pretty cool. She's got a big background in TV, and she was very helpful with what she had. She was very generous with her time. So that was a really good one. That was probably my first one, actually, now that I think about it.
And see, they're still out there. And that's the thing is I always want people to be able to go out and find content so they're comfortable. There was a lady in our session today who said, she was like, how do you get comfortable on camera? I was like, I hated it. I was so uncomfortable at first.
I just don't watch them.
And I could not stand to hear myself speak. And so even now, whenever my husband watches one and I'm in the other room and I hear myself talking, I'm like, So, it's one of those things. But I like doing the content, and I know it's helping people, and that's the whole purpose of it. And
that's my thing too, is I like helping and I like the positive feedback, but I can't stand watching myself. I can't stand hearing myself. And then there's times where you think, oh guys, do I really even have anything to say? Is it really helping anybody? And then that person calls you and says, I just watched your video and it was so helpful. So it's one of those things we want to do. We got another comment. It's actually a comment, but I think we can come up with some solutions. Gina Graham is saying it's harder for occupied and consultation niche stagers to come up with video content. You don't have a warehouse or a vacant house. I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's hard. So I guess I would encourage. What was her name? We don't see the comment. Gina.
Gina Graham.
Okay, Gina. So I actually have a video on the owner-occupied consultations, and I had my video guide. But you don't have to have a video guide. Have a kid or assistant. Maybe ask that client if you can come. I gave them a $50 TJ Maxx card, and I asked if I could have video done the day I was doing my consult with them, and then I was able to take that video and edit it into a quick. This is what happens when Staged Above shows up for a consult, and I send that out now before every appointment, so they get an introduction to what are we about to do before I get there. Because I found I was showing up and people were like, oh, my house isn't clean. I don't know what they think. I'm there to whatever, judge them, or I'm going to do all these things. And this video now shows them exactly, we took the 2 hours and put it into a small video, but they get a lot out of that. And
she's actually had training providers ask her to use that video.
Yeah.
Because it really does, it's a really good video. It really does help.
But I guess you don't have to have a warehouse. Even it's not like you even have to do that video. If your niche is owner-occupieds, which is Bobby's, I think you can do stuff even in your own home. It doesn't even have to be about staging. You can give them stuff. We were just talking about it in there, how to make a bed. Do it in your house. Show them how to hang art. I have one video that has had more views, and it's literally like my hanging art video using masking tape. And I showed up to my 20-year high school reunion, and I had people girls in high school that I never talked to come up to me and say, you saved my life. I now know how to hang art. And I was like, oh, little old me from high school. And they watched my videos.
I've been in the grocery store and had somebody ask me where they needed to take their kids that weekend. And it was the weirdest thing at first, because I was like, I look like I have small children. And it was because they'd seen one of the Destination RVA videos, and we'd done some segment on a petting zoo. and they couldn't remember where it was. And so ways find content.
Yeah,
I mean, for instance, Bobby McGrath she just took a video of us doing this.
Oh, she did?
She did. She just took a live.
She should come say
She took a live video of us just now.
Tell her to come over. She's typing. She says, "I'm watching live across the room. Smile pretty." I think I want to say also, Gina, the how-to videos, how to fold towels, how to make a bed, how to do anything. And in any of your staging projects, if you get permission from the homeowner, if it's an occupied, you can certainly do that, or on your own. But that also kind of ties into a little bit about building your expert persona, which is a chapter in the new book that just came out this last week, Marketing for the Staging and Design Industry. So you can absolutely build your video about your brand with any how-to videos. You make yourself into a mini celebrity where you are, and use those videos to be able to do that.
Bobby's here, and so we had a comment from somebody who didn't think they could do video because they only do owner occupieds, and we were saying you could probably answer that as well, right? Like, you can have content.
Oh my gosh, you can have content, and if they will allow you to film from inside their house, oh my Lord, you go from the front door to the fireplace, taking it from the brass, painting that out. You've got the refrigerator, cleaning the stuff off the top of the cabinets. You've got the rugs up, rugs down controversy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with Occupy. And also there's how to sexy up a master bedroom bed, because they've been married 40 years and they got that for a wedding gift. So there's lots of stuff to talk about with Occupied. So, but anyway, it's good to see you, Shell.
Good to see you, Bobby.
I'm going to go have some lunch with everybody. We're having a great chit chat. So you guys keep carrying on. I'm watching.
Awesome. Thank you. We just love her. She has got the best spirit and brain.
Yeah, she's awesome. I don't think I've ever met her in person yet.
Oh, I saw her. Her sessions are just phenomenal. Speaking of people at RESACON, I'm like, I hope we're not at the same time, because I like going to her sessions. She's so
I know.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
We have the format where everybody saw the same speaker, and the first year we did that, and the feedback was, but something was more new or something was more advanced, and it really didn't fit where I was. So now we're doing the 3 sessions to choose from. But the good news is we kind of stagger them as like a newbie, middle of the road stager, and then more advanced. So typically every session you can choose kind of where you are in your business. Oh, Amy George is online. Hi, Amy George, one of my favorites.
Oh, Amy George. Hi, Amy.
We love her too.
Yeah, we love her. We love her. So what else we want to talk about? You guys are at RESA Edge, Virginia. They're breaking for lunch right now. So you have afternoon sessions as well?
We do. We schedule an all-day pricing and a little bit more visibility and content from Tori and Angela. They decided to combine their sessions after Bobby presented. They decided they wanted to do pricing and visibility together, because they felt like it was one of those things that with the group. And that's the nice thing about these smaller Edge events. As they come to each town, you're able to have a smaller group and learn from these experts. And at the same time, if something needs to be modified, it doesn't throw the whole experience off. Because when they were up there, questions that people were asking for Bobby, Angela and Tori were like, you know what, we need to present together so we can actually answer more people's questions at the same time. So.
Yep, I love that. Absolutely love that. Well, we're
skipping lunch to be here, so.
Is it going to be a big turnout in Vegas this year, Show?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Is there going to be a big turnout for RESA in Vegas this year?
Yeah, we are on track to do pretty well. So our goal last year was 400. I did up the goal to 500. We're going to do everything we can to get us there. RESACON does sell out every year, no matter what the goal has been. So it's important to get your tickets. Thank you for bringing that up. There's a nice segue. So right now, tickets are $525 for RESA members until June 30th. Once June 30th kicks in, then you go to the last minute pricing, which is $589 for a RESA member and $799 for a non-member. And right now, if you're a non-member, it's $705. But if you join for $130 a year, you're going to save $50 and you'll get the $525 pricing. So if you're on the fence about going to RESACON, Johnathan and Shari are going to share all their secrets about video, video marketing, how it is, everything that they've learned over the years, how it's affected their business and improved their business, and then teach you how to do it. Because everybody can do this. There's no reason why you can't do it. The world is full of videos and computers and phones and tablets, and this is the way of the now. So we all want everybody to get on board with that. Also, the Home Staging Industry Awards. Congratulations, both of you have been nominated for most influential people in real estate staging. So congratulations to that. The industry awards are still open until April 16th to submit. So we have all types of categories. So you have over the weekend to get it done. It's Professional Stager of the Year, not Rookie Stager, it used to be called Rookie. Rising Star, we have now added the Occupied category for Rising Star. And the Redesign category, we just made a change. Last year, the board voted to put a $500 cap. And then this year, the feedback was 500 wasn't enough. So what they did do is removed the spending limit on the Redesign category. And we've just made it clearer that the Redesign category is about redesign. It's not about remodeling. So remodels are not allowed, but redesign is. So check out that category as well as all the others. And the other thing, one of the best things I think a stager can do for their business, nominate your top realtor. Right now, we don't have enough entries to even have the realtor category. So the chances of you're winning right now are pretty darn good. So nobody's in there.
To show up to the event to.
No, you do not have to show up to RESACON in order to win. Winners are chosen by the RESA members, and your award is actually going to have your name printed on it at RESACON. So if you're there, you're going to get it. And if you're not able to make it, we're going to ship it to you afterwards, so you don't have to be there.
Nice.
But I would encourage people, nominate your A-list real estate agents for an award. If you have an agent that is really into staging and they're an advocate of it, let's highlight them, give them some honors and nominate them, because we do have a Realtor of the Year award. I see on the Facebook chat that we've posted information about the awards. It's there already. It's homestagingindustry.awards.com. So it's certainly, all the rest of the categories are self-submissions because you have to submit your work. So submit your best work, get an award. You can get in a top 10 list and then potentially also be the winner in each category, and it will go a long way in your business as well. Any last words for everybody while we wrap up?
Go to RESACON. You won't regret it. It's worth the investment. You're investing in yourself. Serious. It's one of the best things that you've ever
bring that up.
Yeah.
Like, when you
How much
bring
money
up the pricing, and it's like, no. Like, tenfold has changed my business coming to RESA. I'm not even serious.
An investment in your future.
Absolutely.
It's well worth it because you need that education. That education needs to continue.
Yeah.
And, not only do you learn from the sessions that you choose from, but the learning from each other, because you're going to sit next to people and then you're going to move again and sit next to somebody else. And you have the lunches and the breakfast and the awards banquet, which is, really fun evening out, dress up, have a good time. But the interaction that everybody gets, because you'll undoubtedly always find yourself, I don't know how, the law of attraction, I know how it works. You will find yourself, the person that you needed is going to show up. That will tell you something that will change your business. It happens every year. We get the feedback. And that's one of the things I think that I love about it. And then also the relationships. Everybody knows each other on social media, and it's really nice to get to know each other in person and have that camaraderie throughout the industry. So
I think it's so many people say, oh, you can't make friends as adults. And I'm like, I made some of the best friends I've actually had in my own industry from attending RESACON. I mean, it's just like one of those things, and then just the different events throughout the year that you actually get excited about because you get to see these people when you don't live in the same area.
Yep, I love that. It's kind of like going home.
People share there, like I don't remember one time at RESA I've ever went and talked to somebody. I might have been scared at first. That I would ask them a question and they didn't share. Like, they're some of the most sharing people. It's awesome.
Because we've all had different experiences and different problems and things like that. So if you think you're first, I thought I created using clear trash bags to store my art in. Well, wait, Michelle Mitch did that like 15 years ago. So I didn't actually learn that. But there's all these different little hacks and tricks, and somebody's had this problem before and they're going to be able to tell you actually usually the best way to fix that. And you don't get that just from, you learn a lot from experiences in life.
And don't be afraid
easier
to come, even if you are just starting, because you maybe are intimidated. Because I was so scared when I first came to RESA. I didn't know anybody. And it was so scary, but for like the first couple hours until I found somebody to talk to. And then.
And if you're shy, just come find Shari or I.
Yeah, we'll talk.
I can talk to a wall. So, I can introduce you. So don't be shy at all. I'm very friendly, I promise.
Yeah, and also if you're new, contact RESA HQ and we can actually buddy you up with somebody. We are happy to make introductions with people. We've actually have members that have said, hey, if you have somebody that's new, have them find me. And we have kind of some go-to people. So we always have, traffic directors at RESA. We have volunteers there directing traffic, telling you where to go. So you can always stop anybody for some assistance. And if you want to meet somebody directly or be connected with somebody, let us know and we will make that happen. But I think it's awesome that you guys are going to be there, and thank you for stepping up and sharing your knowledge. We really appreciate it. I'm going to close it out right now, but if you are on the fence about attending a RESACON, jump off that fence, go to resaconvention.com, sign up today and get your ticket. Also book your hotel at the same time because the hotel rooms sell out as well. There's only so many hotel rooms in the actual venue. And it's going to be a fantastic event. And until then, Johnathan, Shari, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye, everybody.